is our 2016 Subaru Outback 3.6R Limited, but we're going to be doing some modifications, some changes and stuff to it, some improvements, fixing some damaged items. The car's not in bad shape right now, but it just topped 100,000 miles, and we take it through the ringers. So we want to do some improvements to it and kind of keep it happy. So our plan is to fix this inner part has been lost as well. End up seeing if we get the rest of this, where we have this is kind of scraped, some wear to the grill here, this blackened grill. So it's quite dull. And down here, that was also, and you can see it's coming off right there. Back in 2016, the Outback was at the height of popularity. In 2018, we blacked out the wheel and grille to give it a more contemporary look. But now in 2021, without spending too much money, we're taking its appearance up a level. I installed an LP Aventure bumper guard to help keep the body safe when navigating around the Linville Gorge. The hood is wrapped in matte black vinyl to cut down glare and give an aggressive look. Wheel arch moldings and fender flares are used to protect the body and adapt a rugged style. Dark bronze gives a modern look to the grille, bumper guard, and wheels. And Yokohama Geolandar All-Terrain tires provide more off-road capabilities. Let me show you how I made these dramatic changes with my own hands and limited tools in my own garage. I started out by removing the bumper and getting the grille painted. Sometimes I gotta get here's one underneath. Sounds like I could get a screwdriver on there. Get that. And then I can go in here. Hopefully pop it off. There it comes. Fog lights to take apart. Now it should be just a matter of getting all the screws out. To get that out, just push out. So I'm just sanding off some imperfections that I had in the first coats. That just get a little bit of alcohol to wipe off the dust. Here, got the black. This is the grill. I went ahead and did this. This is an oil rub bronze. That and this is going to be the same color. So yesterday we picked up the bumper. It got painted. We got a new bumper and stuff. So this area that was tore out here is now repaired and stuff. We were missing the inner lining here, so it's there. Next, the bumper guard install. So the first thing I need to do is, they said this bottom cover needs to come off, and so I need to find all these plastic clips. After removing all these plastic clips and 3 bolts, this should come right out, and it does. I don't know if you can see that right there. but there's a bolt right there that needs to come out. And when I take that bolt out, I replace it with this bolt and this bracket here. So when I install this on the driver's side, you just need to make sure it's going to slope toward the center of the vehicle. The instructions online say to use a 19 millimeter. I just tried my 3/4 inch and it worked fine. The reason why I'm mentioning it, because that is necessary for these big bolts on the U. This U frame right here. That big bolt right there. This is the big bumper bolt on the U frame, and it comes out like that. So there's a longer bolt that this is going to be replaced with, and then I'm also going to utilize one of these holes next to it. This one's going to come up there, and then this one's going to come up there. That's going to attach to those holes we just looked at. So now that I have all the bolts out, the next thing is going to be start to position this in place. All right, let's see how this is going to work. So go up to the other side here. I have the guard connected to my bracket there. Okay. That's tightening up. Okay. And then this one here, the bottom of that bracket. And then some here underneath. And then I just have this big one. I gotta switch it out. Okay. Everything's tightened up. Looks pretty good. The next thing is that we drove the car on the interstate and hit about 75 miles per hour and started hearing some wind noise. And the only thing that has happened was that we had added this bumper guard and had removed this protective plate underneath the vehicle. So I'm thinking that that has something to do with the fact that I now have this wind noise. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make some modifications and cut this so that way I can put most of this back in place. I did find out that I need to come across here and go around here, and it basically, the bumper guard basically follows here. And then I need to come back out and cut this out. So I am going to cut touch it with a razor blade. Alright, let's get back under here. Get my location. I think this goes like that. You can see underneath here. There just one. Pretty good, except I'm just a little worried about this part right here, right about there. Now I have some wire, but yeah, I'm just gonna string that through there and attach it up like that. So I twisted that around and tied it back behind there. And so that's what it looks like. I don't think you'll be able to see that, but it's definitely gonna hold that in place so it doesn't flop around. Now I have that bottom skid plate kind of back in place with the bumper guard. So we'll see if that fixes the wind noise. So the trim work around the windows was like a chrome, and we blacked it out, but I blacked it out with this Plastidip thing, and over time it's just kind of not worn real well. Additionally, we started getting like little places where it would chip out and it would start to look like that. I actually did a Plastidip on the wheels as well, and those start chipping away, and I decided I just took off all the Plastidip, which took some time, and then painted it, and the paint just lasts much longer and looks better and is more durable. I'm going to go ahead and remove all of this, which is painstaking. I got some 320 grit, some real fine sandpaper, and I want to scuff this up anyway for the painting, so I kind of want to scuff up this whole thing to get the paint to adhere to it better. But so I have this molding, wheel arch molding, that's going to go on the vehicle here. So the first thing that I did, alcohol here, and just use that to prepare the surface, and just kind of wiped it down and cleaned it off. The next thing that I did is I put this up there and held it up there, and you see these little holes right there? I took a Sharpie, and inside those holes I marked where they're going to go, where these clips are going to go. They also provided this little tape, this protection tape, that will protect the metal, and it just goes right where you mark that. Kind of wraps around there. So I just pushed these clips. They look like that, and so I just push that in place. Into place right there. See that? There. Now it's got all the clips in place. And that's what it looks like. So the back one is going to be very similar, except back here there's already a hole. Actually, that clip over there is going to go on like that, and then when I put it on, then the screw will go on the outside of the molding. There you go. Before and after. These look better when it continues on the back side down to the end. So it continues all the way to the back side down to the end, so that way it looks like that. I think that looks a little bit better. So it starts up here and continues and falls, so that way we don't need a splash guard or anything. If you can see, it has adhesive and stuff that went on there, but the adhesive is coming off. So I need something to provide some support throughout the whole length of it. What I did is I bought some of this at Lowe's. It is a track for a screen door. It comes in 48-inch lengths. I'm gonna cut it off in the middle, and I'm gonna use this as a rigid inner lining. So the first thing I need to do is cut it to length. It looks like half of this is a good size. So the next thing I'm going to do is drill some holes in here to be able to put the screws through. A couple inches off of here. So I got this one screwed in here. Looks good. Now I need to push this to make sure there's no slack. That way it's pushing up on it. Look, that's working great. Next, the hood blackout. So this is what I got in the mail. This is supposed to help with cutting some straight lines on the Outback's hood without damaging the hood itself. So first thing is degreasing the entire hood. And we'll eventually get a good surface. Good, clean. Okay, so this is how it comes. Cut a piece that's just bigger than what I need to be able to help with that, the application. So I'm gonna cut this, just a few inches from where I need it, and it's just gonna help me manage this. So this next step is to help me get some clean lines. This is Knifeless. And we'll follow this body line around. See how good we get with this. Seems a little wavy. Let's see. A little wavy there. Keep adjusting to you until you like the looks of it. That looks really good. So once you have this down where you want it, just go ahead and go over it and push it down nice and hard. Make sure it kind of goes over the this roughly on there. So, to get this to move along, I like to start in the middle and just try to get it going and then move toward the outside, making sure any of these bubbles kind of get pushed out. Yeah, that's working pretty good. And now I can push this back down. I feel like there's not a bubble there. Oh yeah, it's looking really good. So once I get past the halfway point, I really needed Crystal to kind of hold it up on this side. Now I can kind of work it without her assistance and just kind of, you know, continue to progress on here. Like so. And just kind of continue to work my way down. So I'm very close here in the final corner, but what I find out is that it is getting kind of gathering here, and so I'm struggling a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit of heat on it to shrink it up a little bit. I'm not gonna pull while I apply the heat, so that way it does shrink it. Otherwise it'll, you know, the heat will allow you to pull it more, but I don't really want to do that. I'm just trying to get it back. And then apply some heat to shrink it a little bit. And then let it cool. And once it cools, then I'm gonna try to pull it tight and see if I can get this last little bit worked out. So let's see if I can do that. So I'm trying to get cool. So even after I got this completed over there, I kind of want to get it on the other side of the body line, just so that when I peel it back, I get a good straight rip in there. Fold it back on itself like that, and then yank. There. That one turned out perfect. Grab that and just kind of take this part off. And then one last part is underneath here is the other, what the dental floss came out of, and you can just kind of go underneath, pull that out there. And that's it, and the rest of it just nice clean line. There you go, now you got that hood, looks like that. I want to see if I can notice this is like a dark bronzish. It's got some brown tones and stuff in it. It's metallic, and our wheels are just kind of a black. So I'd like to make the wheels match that. So I'll show you some tricks to painting the wheels. Okay, so I need to get these caps off. So I took a piece of duct tape, I folded it over on itself right here, and this creates a little handle. The other part will go on the cap itself, and you push that on the cap nice and firm. When I grab this, I just pull quickly, and check that out. I pulled the cap off. So that way I don't paint the cap, because I don't want to paint the cap. I want to leave that the color it is. Using 320 grit sandpaper and sanding the wheel. Then I take some alcohol and wipe it off, get a clean surface. Next, I get a trash bag. This is just a kitchen size trash bag. At the seams, I kind of rip them. Okay. And then I kind of feed this behind. Like that. Next, get a little bit of masking tape. Next thing is my little trick here. This is a card trick I have here. So I have a deck of cards, and what I did is I kind of put them in here one at a time, and then I put some tape to connect them all. I do have a little bit of piece of masking tape here behind it to help it kind of stick in place. Metallic oil rub bronze. Now we have the wheel, the oil rub bronze matching the bumper guard as well as the grille, all the oil rub. So I want to talk about some of the changes made to the Subaru Outback as we started hitting more trails and kind of going off on some dirt roads and stuff, not for heavy duty off-roading, but just kind of a light off-roading on a budget. So the Outback was a great vehicle to start with. It's already got a little bit more ground clearance. I think it's like 8 3/4. We did go ahead and change the tires on it to be a good combination of road and off-road tires. So these are a quiet tire when we're on the interstate, which is where we're at most of the time. But it's got a little bit of off-roading capabilities. These are the Yokohama Geolandar ATs. We're able to get a version that fits the original wheel that's on it. And yeah, so there she sits. Thanks for watching. We hope this gets you excited about getting out and exploring on your own. Click to the right to subscribe. Click to the left for more adventures.